This little snippet, I want to talk about another troubleshooting procedure, and let's just talk about and discuss resets. Whether you've got a battery-powered device, a motion sensor, a door sensor, sliding door sensor, just how to verify quickly when you're coming into a room what the status is of a potential device. So now, if you're working with a sliding door sensor, one of the first things that I ever look at to verify and just generally see whether it's been programmed or not programmed is I'll walk in and take the battery out. So once you take the battery out of the device, go ahead and put that battery back in, and you're looking for the lights. And right now in this particular case, when I put the battery back in, I saw slow pulsing lights, which indicates that this sliding door sensor, or in fact, if any battery-powered device emulates those same kind of pulsing lights, the slow pulsing lights, that it is programmed to something. Now, 99% of the time, this should be programmed to the thermostat in the room. But if by chance a sliding door sensor was programmed, or a motion sensor had come off the wall, someone took it and moved it to another room, well, you could certainly move it to any room, take the battery in and out, and put it back in and see slow pulsing lights. But doesn't mean necessarily it would be talking to that thermostat. But for right now, purposes of this right now, this is still mounted in the room. That tells me it's programmed. It looks proper. If I go to the motion sensor, I would do the same thing here. Now, you're going to normally have two batteries in there. The device only requires one battery to power up. The two batteries are for longevity. So if you want to go and check that real quick, take both batteries out. All you need to do is put one battery back in and look for the pulsing lights. In this case, it's slow pulsing lights, once again, emulating a programmed device. Now, if I wasn't sure or I'm having some type of issue, because normally we don't want to be reprogramming battery-powered devices if they've been programmed to the thermostat. When the battery goes dead, the programming doesn't disappear. When you repower up the sensor here with a new battery, it'll go ahead and initialize back with the thermostat. So, normally what you're going to want to do then is check your battery really quick, much like we've shown for before. Go back into the thermostat main menu, go down to your diagnostic test, number 3, go to number 1, live diagnostics, and go ahead and test your sensors again with the door closed, showing a 105, a door open 106, and then waiting for, this case, the motion sensor to show up with a 102 type of events like we've previously discussed up in that column. Now, it's important when you look at this to verify that your battery levels are okay, because it is possible when you put a battery back in to see a slow pulsing light and there's enough battery power to produce the flashing lights, yet you'll see your battery level will be inordinately low. Any batteries now that have fallen below 2.3 volts or 2300 are going to start providing intermittent communication operation. So it's important to recognize that and just say, look at it, well, looks like the battery was good, but more importantly, it's a weak battery, and that's really what the source of the issue is. But once again, the quick thing, take the battery in and out, verify in fact whether you have quick or slow pulsing lights. In these cases, slow pulsing, clearest indicator that it's programmed. Get in the thermostat menu, run your quick diagnostic, and test. And that should clean up 90% of your issues. Now, if you're dealing with something like this and you still haven't been able to resolve your issue, or maybe the sensor now, you're not sure where the sensor belongs to or where it goes, one of the first things that you're going to want to go do now is take your existing sensor. Now make sure that you're not in any type of programming mode in the thermostat. That right now you're not open for joining. You could be in the main menu, but that's about it. There's a programming button we use to program up here, this little black button. You're going to want to go ahead and hold that button down and go ahead and take one battery and just put it back in. And when you do that, you'll see a whole bunch of quick pulsing lights that were going on. And you keep holding that button down until those pulsing lights stop. Once you let go, there'll be a couple token flashes. Now this sensor is now defaulted. Normally what I do now is take the battery out, and when I put it back in now, what you're going to see is a whole bunch of quick flashes. So now this device, if I walked up to it now and say, hey, it's not programmed to anything. So it can happen where maybe a device was lost, damaged, removed from a room, another one was put back up but never programmed, and then now we're not seeing any motion sensor activity in this room. If you were to see that, a bunch of quick flashing lights, that means it's not programmed. So if that was the case, once again now what we would do is go ahead and take that thermostat, go back into the programming mode, network configuration number 2, make sure the middle bottom says RAN, and come down to where it says permit joining. Press the select button. The counter will open up again now, descending from 59 seconds on down. We can now take our motion sensor again, hit that programming button that we have right here, 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, see the sequential lights coming slow pulsing, and then now verify that the motion sensor has now been programmed back to the thermostat. So, this is the cycle that we go in and out of, whether it's a motion sensor, it's a sliding door sensor, a door sensor. These same activities happen, but it's a quick way to determine, take the battery out, put it back in. Slow pulsing, meaning we were programmed to something. Quick pulsing, it's not programmed at all, or no pulsing lights would mean that maybe we've got a bad battery or a dead battery. So just a quick way to verify and looking at it, and also how to reset a device, and making sure that when you're resetting the device that you are not in the programming menu when you're doing it.